Now we will discuss parliamentary committees. We discuss funds, we discuss motions in parliament, then we discuss budget process, then we discuss grants. Okay, then we discuss 3 funds. What are those? Consolidated Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India, and Public Accounts of India. Now we will discuss the committees of the parliament. Okay, so generally there are 4 types of parliamentary committees: Financial Committee, Public Accounts Committee, Estimate Committee, and Public Sector Undertaking Committee. Name itself suggests the committee which is related to finance. Standing committees we discussed during budget. Departmental related standing committees. 24 committees will be there, 31 members are there, 21 from Lok Sabha and 10 from Rajya Sabha. Those things are there. Temporary or ad hoc committees are there. Okay, and administrative committees. Administrative committees like Business Advisory Committee, Rules Committee, Privileges Committee, Committee on Absenteeism. Those are there. Okay, so in today's class we will discuss first financial committees. Okay, so first such financial committee is Public Account Committee. Public Account Committee, PAC. We discussed, right? Earlier also we mentioned about Public Account Committee. Right, I hope you remember. Whenever there is a excess grant, at that time Lok Sabha can give the excess grant, but only on the recommendation of PAC, Public Account Committee. Right. So here the Public Account Committee is not new to the India, or it is not established after independence only. Before independence only this committee was established. Actually in Act on the Government of India Act, 1919 Act was there, right? Montagu-Chelmsford reforms we discuss. In that only that it was mentioned about the establishment of this committee. So in the year 1921 this committee was established. So from that time only this committee exists. Okay, and this committee is what is the tenure of this committee? 1 year. So this committee will constitute for every 1 year under the rule of 308. Under the rule of 308, 308 rule of rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha. Okay, and this committee consists the chairman and members. This committee consists chairman as well as the member. So who will appoint the chairman of this committee? Speaker of Lok Sabha, not the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay, so it is the Speaker of Lok Sabha who will appoint the chairman of this committee. And how many members are there? 22 members are there. Out of 22, 15 members are from Lok Sabha and they are elected by Speaker. Lok Sabha member will be elected by Speaker. How many members are there? 15 members. 7 members from Rajya Sabha, and those members will be elected by the chairman of Rajya Sabha. Okay, and same, minister cannot be a member of this committee. They are not eligible. Same like a standing committee we discussed, right? In standing committee also minister cannot be a member. In the same way, Public Account Committee, many committees, minister is not eligible to become the member of that committee, particular committee. Okay, and what are the function of this committee? What this committee do? This is very, very important. Public Account Committee, it play a vital role for accountability of the executive towards the legislature. Okay, so we will discuss what are the functions. What are the functions? It will scrutinize or examine in detail what? Appropriation account. We discuss appropriation bill, appropriation act. So an account will be there. The money can be taken from Consolidated Fund of India. Whether that money it is taken for a particular purpose and that money is incurring expenditure on that particular purpose or not. How much it is incurred, how much left, plus CAG will audit and CAG will submit the report. Okay, so those report will also scrutinized by this Public Account Committee. Apart from that, this committee also examine the accounts of state corporations, trading concerns and manufacturing projects, and the audit report of CAG on them. Okay, expenditure will be there, so audit will be there. Who will do the audit? CAG, and CAG will submit report to President. President that laid down that report before the Parliament. Parliament will give that report to this committee. Again, this committee will examine. This committee also examine the accounts of autonomous body. Autonomous body, we have the Election Commission of India, right, like that autonomous body. So this committee will establish this committee will examine the accounts of autonomous body, semi-autonomous body, or the audit, which is conducted by the CAG on this body. So those report will also examined by this committee. Okay, so apart from that, CAG is also audit. Audit of what? Audit of any receipt of central government related to the account of store or stock. Okay, generally store or stock, it will be there, no? Central government properties or assets will be there, right? Or stocks will be there. Okay, so those on those things auditing will be done by the CAG. In CAG we discuss in detail, and CAG will submit the report. That report will also examined by this Public Accounts Committee. And same thing, what is that? It also examine whether the money, okay, money granted for a specific service, and that money is totally spent on that particular service or not. Okay, that will also examined by this committee. In short, this committee will examine the appropriation account reports of the CAG, okay, and make sure that a particular fund which is granted for a specific purpose, it is incur the expenditure for that specific purpose only. Got it? So these are the function of this committee. But there are certain limitations are also there. This committee, okay, it won't work, but there are certain limitations are there. What is that? This committee cannot ask the question on policy in broader sense. And this committee do the post-mortem work. Okay, it's like a post-mortem work. Whatever income expenditure, whatever the expenditure incurred, on that only this committee will do the scrutinization. What is the use? You are understanding? So that's what. First of all, you know, it's working of this committee, it's like a post-mortem work. And second, this committee cannot ask the question on the broader policy in detail, it cannot ask. Okay, and it cannot interfere in the day-to-day administration. Salaries are there, other day-to-day expenditure of the government is there, right? For those kind of things, this committee won't do any scrutinization or examination. And the recommendation which is given by this committee, it is advisory in nature. It is not binding on minister. Minister asked 10,000 crore rupees. Expenditure is 11,000 crore rupees. This committee is telling that 11,000 crore rupees is more. It should be 10,000 only. So this committee give advice, but that advice is not binding on minister. You are understanding? At last, executive is having the final authority or final decision. This is just an advisory body, and it cannot issue an order to follow this thing, that thing, or any discrepancies is there, do that thing. This committee cannot issue an order also. Only Parliament can take action. And reality, Parliament won't take. Okay. So this is about PAC, Public Accounts Committee. Not Public Accounts, Public Account Committee. Then what are its significance? So it's act like a watchdog for the financial matter of Parliament. Okay, so same like Supreme Court is called watchdog of Indian Constitution. In the same way, this committee is called as watchdog of Parliament in financial matter. That is there. Accountability is also there. It holds the executive accountable for public spending. If you are spending a particular amount, on what basis you are spending? Okay, is that much expenditure is required? You are understanding? So that accountability will be created by this committee on executives, and transparency is there. Transparency will bring by this committee. So because of the transparency only, it is promoting the responsible fiscal management. That means whatever the amount is there, that should be, incurred in a proper way or managed in a proper way. It should not be excess to excess, or it should not be an insufficient. So minister will also think that, yeah, my grant, whatever it is there, it should be a perfect. Okay, and whatever the grant I have received for a specific purpose, I must incur expenditure on that specific purpose only. Otherwise, this committee is there to raise the question. So that kind of transparency is bring, okay, by promoting the responsible fiscal management. Understood? Public Accounts Committee. Then next, Estimate Committee. Okay, now what is that Estimate Committee? Same like a Public Accounts Committee, Estimate Committee is also mentioned in 1919 Act, Government of India Act 1990. So under that it is mentioned, so that committee was established in the year 1921, and after independence it was established in 1950 based upon the recommendation of Finance Minister John Mathai. Okay, Finance Minister John Mathai, he said that no, we should continue this committee, Estimate Committee. So from that time onwards, 1950, this committee is exist. And how many members are there? Earlier there were 25 members, but in the year 1956, the members increased from 25 to 30. Okay, and this committee consists only the member of Lok Sabha. Okay, so this committee consists 30 members. Earlier 25 were there. Now in the year 1956, it is increased from 25 to 30, and those 30 members are from Lok Sabha only. They are from Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha representation is not there in this committee, and minister cannot become a member of this committee. Is not eligible. He or she is not eligible to become the member of this committee. And who will elect the member of this committee? Okay, the members are elected by voting procedure is there. Okay, not like a pack. Speaker will do that one, or chairman. Here the House, Lok Sabha, will only elect the member of this committee from the member among themselves by method of proportional representation by single transferable vote. What is the tenure of this committee? Same, 1 year. 1 year. Okay, every completion of 1 year, again the members will change, or there is a possibility that same person can be re-elected. Okay, then who is the chairperson? The chairperson will be appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha, and here generally the chairperson is from ruling party, and the chairperson of PAC, Public Accounts Committee, is generally from opposition party. It is nowhere mentioned, but it is generally convention that for Public Accounts Committee, the chairman will be from ruling party, and for Estimate Committee, for Public Accounts Committee, the chairman will be from opposition party, and for Estimate Committee, the chairman will be from ruling party. Okay, that is there. The next, what are the functions? Function of this Estimate Committee. You know budget estimates? You know budget estimations, right? Budget we discuss, right? Those are estimations only, speculations only, right? It is just a guess that 10,000 crore rupees is required, 20,000 crore is required. It is just a estimation, right? It is not reality. Reality, it might be different. It can be more than that amount, or it can be less than that particular amount, right? So here, what this committee will do? This committee will examine the estimates which is given by the ministers. Okay, see, to suggest the estimates which are presented to the Parliament in the form of budget. So that it will do suggest estimations that much amount is required. Apart from that, it also suggests economic reforms, improvement in the organization, efficiency and administrative reforms, okay, at a central level, so that whatever that estimations are there, that estimation can be affected. In simple language, estimations, they give suggestion, right? So that estimation should be a 100% work, or that 100% accuracy is there for those estimation. For that, improvement is also required, right? Improvement in the department, administrative reforms, or improvement in the organization, or improvement in an economy as a whole, that will also suggested by this committee, estimate committee. This committee also suggests the alternative policies. Okay, don't do this policy, resist, make this policy so that economic and administration will be smooth and the estimation can be perfect. Okay, so that also can be suggested. And this committee examine whether the money, okay, say for implementation of a particular policy, minister asks the money in the form of demand for grant. So whether that money is fully incurred expenditure for the implementation of that policy or not, that will also examined by whom? This estimate committee. So here if you observe, in short, Public Accounts Committee deals with that CAG report, appropriation account, right, that it will deals. And here if you observe, estimate committee deals with the estimations only. Okay, suggest the estimations, suggest alternative policy for the smooth administrative reforms or economic reforms. Okay, or suggest this one, improvement in an organization. Okay, so those are things. And as well as this committee also examine whether the amount is demanded or asked by the particular minister, and that expenditure has been incurred for that particular purpose or not. Okay, and this committee is also having a limitation, as this PAC is also having limitation, right? In the same way, this committee is also having a limitation. Same, it's like a post-mortem work only, because ultimate authority it is with the executives. Finance minister, other ministers are there, right? They have the ultimate authority, right? Whatever they have demand, that Parliament is approving, that's all. After approving, after the work only, then all these things are examined by these committees, right? So it's like giving the medicine after the death of an individual. That work only, right? Okay, anyway, what are the limitations? Okay, it examines budget estimations only, budget estimations only, and that too after voted by the Parliament, means after accepted by the Parliament, right? Or before accepted by the Parliament, if it is examined, it can give a suggestion, and that suggestion also can be added, right? But no, after accepted the estimated by the Parliament, it is examined. What is the use? Same like post-mortem work, right? That is there, and it cannot question the policy. It cannot question the policy. It can suggest the alternative policy, but it cannot question the policy. And same thing, what is that? The recommendation given by this committee, it is advisory in nature and it is not binding on the ministers. And 1 year only tenure. So in 1 year, how many ministries estimation can be examined? Hardly 10 or 8 to 10, not more than that. So all ministries won't be covering, ministry, their department. If they want to cover all ministry and their department by rotation also, it will nearly take 4 to 5 years of time. Or till that time there is a chances of changing the government also. And it does not have the expert assistance also. As in PAC it is there, Public Accounts Committee. CAG expert is there, which is not available to this committee. Got it? So this is about estimate committee. Then committee on PSU. You know PSU, public sector undertaking. Central government, it is having certain companies. They are the owner of the certain companies. Banks, take an Indian bank, SBI bank. Who is the owner? Central government, right? Bharat Petroleum. Petroleum products are also there, right? We have private petroleum like Reliance is there. In the same way we have government also, no? HP, Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum. That we have ONGC. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation. So those PSUs are there, right? Okay, so this committee will generally deals with the examination of the accounts of those PSU or the report submitted by the CAC. Okay, now we will discuss what is this committee. Earlier this committee was not there, pre-independence, like we have estimate committee and public accounts committee. So this committee is formed on the recommendation of Krishna Menon committee. There was one committee which were formed to give the recommendation for the reforms on PSU. Okay, so for that purpose one committee was established. What was the name of that committee? Krishna Menon committee. This committee give recommendation that, okay, establish this committee. Establish this committee. So in the year 1964, Committee on Public Undertaking were established by the Parliament. Okay, how many members are there? 22. Remember, PAC 22, 15 plus 7. So here also same thing, 22 members are there. What are those? 15 members from Lok Sabha elected by Speaker, and 7 members from Rajya Sabha elected by Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Here also same thing. What? Minister cannot be a member of this committee. Okay, and chairman will be appointed by the Speaker of Lok Sabha from the member among themselves, and chairman must be from Lok Sabha. Chairman must be from Lok Sabha. And what is the tenure of this committee? Same like other committee, it is 1 year. PAC is also 1 year, estimate committee is also 1 year, and committee on PSU also 1 year. What this committee will do? Examine the reports and accounts of PSU, public sector undertaking. Public companies are there, central government, they maintain the accounts, common students, right? Okay, so they maintain the accounts and reports. So those accounts or reports will be examined by this committee. And CAG is also audit the accounts of public sector undertaking, and CAG will submit the report to the President. President laid down that report on audit report of PSU before the Parliament, and Parliament will give that report to this committee. Okay, so that thing is also there. And next, apart from these things, it also examine whether the affair of the public undertaking, in simple language, administration of the public sector undertaking, okay, it is going on according to the rules and regulations, or for the specific commercial purpose that PSU started, that is carrying or not. Okay, so that thing is also examined by this committee. For take an example, why we have nationalized bank? So that it can serve to the unserved people also. Now take an example of SBI, right? SBI, what was the purpose? To serve the unserved people, right? So that, you know, poor people also can afford the bank account, they can get the loan and all those things also. So that is there, no? That is the purpose for establishing of that particular PSU. But what SBI is doing? SBI is telling that no, poor people cannot open this bank account, only the minimum balance should be 50,000, 1 lakh rupees. So it is deviating. Those kind of things will examined by this committee. Understood? It also have such other functions, which is this, what is that, speaker is there, no? So it is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha can also give the additional function which has to be performed by this committee. Okay. And what not examine or investigate by this committee? This committee will not investigate or examine the major government policies which are distinct from the business or commercial function of public sector undertaking. For example, if government says that, you know, we will introduce one policy or a scheme, under that the government is going to give a 50,000 rupees loan without collateral through SBI bank. So that is the government policy. Those kind of things won't be examined or investigated by this committee. Same, what is that matter of day-to-day administration? That is also, or any PSU which is established by special statute, that means special law. Alright, any public sector undertaking which is established by special law or statute, on that also it cannot be examined. Examine what? Examine the reports, accounts, all those things. So this is the one limitation we can say. That one. Okay, so what is its limitation? So limitation we can see that in a year this committee can examine the reports or accounts of how many PSU? Hardly 10 to 12, not more than that. Right? Central government, many companies are there, but hardly 10 to 12, not more than that. No, even SBI, they are packed with SBI, LIC and ONGC only. They are very big companies. In economy, you will study about the Ratna, Maharatna, Navratna, those things. Okay, so those Maharatnas are there, Navratnas, Mini Ratnas, those things. So those are very big public sector undertaking are there, and it is difficult for this committee to examine the reports and accounts of those PSUs. It will take a hell lot of time in reality, and same it is like a post-mortem work only. After that PSU incur the expenditure, after that only it will examine. And this committee does not deals with the technical aspects. Okay, why? Because technical experts only not there in this committee. Na? This committee consists of 22 members, 15 from Lok Sabha, 7 from Rajya Sabha. If there is a government company which deals with the technology, right, how they can examine? Your understanding? So that is also not there. And same, what is that? The advice which is given by this committee, it is not binding. It is advisory in nature, that's all. Okay, so this is about the 3 financial committees: Public Account Committee, Estimate Committee, and Committee on PSU, Public Sector Undertaking. Okay.